Alright, hopefully this will work. Oh, I'm going to cause a big old mess. I'm actually refilming a video that I had made, was it last night? I think it was last night. Because I realized I just didn't like the quality because I had filmed it with my webcam. And while my webcam is good if, like, you know, a sudden update kind of thing, or regular camera wouldn't be accessible, it is accessible, and I just need to stop being lazy, and I need to edit things. So, stop, baby. So, without further ado, first I'll show you some books that I bought. Okay, the first thing is this set. And actually, I kind of messed up the set because I'm stupid. But, it's the Vampire Diaries, The Return, Volume 1, Nightfall, and Volume 2, Shadow Souls. And it is Shadow Souls, not Shadow of Souls. I hope I'm in frame. I think that's better. I think. Anyway, I actually got these at my local thrift store. I don't know if they're everywhere, but it's called St. Vincent de Paul. And they just happen to have one locally. And I actually was about to leave, and I saw sitting behind some other books, like, so the other books were stacked like this, and these were like hidden way in the back of the bookcase. It happened to be one of those big metal ones that you can actually see through, like we usually have in workshops. So I went ahead and grabbed them because even if I don't like them, I want to give them away in a giveaway. So if I don't like them, you know, there's one hardcover, one paperback. But I kind of messed up the paperback because I put them in a box of books I need to sort and put on my bookshelf. Although I'm out of room on my bookshelf. It's this fair, tiny, unstable bookshelf I'm having to fill up. So I have to get a new bookshelf. But so it was in the box, you know, to be put on a bookshelf. And I guess during the night at some point, it fell forward. And so it had been creased like that. So it was like this in the box. So, but I think with weight and stuff, it'll slowly get back to normal. But, yes. So these might be in an upcoming giveaway. And one even has its price tag still on it, so. Oh, these were 69 cents each. And then I got this one, The Key to Rondo by Emily Rada. This seems to be that this kid who's, doesn't say how old he is. Wait, it says in here. Nope. But some dude, young dude, inherits this music box from his family. It's passed down through generations. And there are rules to how you take care of the music box, because I guess it turns out they hold an evil witch inside in another world. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cool. Plus, I don't know if you can see this, but that she's holding a little Yorkie for some reason. But I like that it's not that typical, you know, it is a scholastic book, so, but it's not that typical big, huge, weird font that they give younger children's books. I would definitely count this as junior fiction, not young adult, but sometimes I just need easy fantasy, and junior fiction is a good place for easy fantasy, because I have noticed a shocking trend, and maybe this is just me, and this is just me getting off on a tangent, but growing up, I realized young adult has adult in the title. But you consider young adult because it's in the teens section, so under 18. Technically you could go above 18, but so it's supposedly written for, you could really say anything with a protagonist under 18, well, under 20 I think, but usually under 18 is a young adult. But it could be for anybody, they just happen to do that so that you, what's the word, you relate more with the character. So, taking into consideration that it is supposedly aimed towards that genre, there is a lot of cursing in books nowadays. And some of them, they just sort of like have some thoughts in there that aren't really relatable to the young, not the younger generation, only 25, but, you know, that it's, I don't know how to describe it, but for the audience that they're supposedly written for, it doesn't quite even up. To me, I don't think there should be a young adult, unless it's specifically those like click books or the ones, the trashy little ones I read that are by Zoe Dean. Those are, I guess, But that's still almost junior fiction. It's only slightly. There should be like a teen fiction. Junior fiction, which is like 13 and younger, and then teen fiction, which is like 14 to 17. By 17, you should be reading, before then, you should be reading other things rather than just trashy chick lit. But, you know, that's more of what it would be, you know? But this whole cursing every page type of thing, and horrible murders and things. It's kind of shocking what's in things that are aimed towards the younger bunch. But anyway, moving right along. I got this book. Can you guess what it's called? What is that? It is One Red Paperclip. That's exactly what it's called. It is One Red Paperclip, or How an Ordinary Man Achieved His Dream with the Help of a Simple Office Supply by Kyle MacDonald. This is a book that looks very interesting. I know it's in bad condition, but I would probably do this to my book too, so whatever, it would have ended up this way with me. Except this big crease. This crease down the back sort of annoys me, or diagonally across the back, but whatever, I could deal. But supposedly this dude, and not supposedly, it's actually been in the news before, which is where I think I first heard about it. He trades from a One Red Paperclip, and in 14 trades for a house. So he basically traded One Red Paperclip for a house. Eventually. But it's so awesome. So I had to read it. It was only 99 cents. Oh, that other one that I had was 69 cents as well. The Rada one. And then Titanic's Last Secrets. It's a New York Times bestseller by Brad Matson. I'm not sure I'll like this. It was only 99 cents, and since this is the year anniversary, or not the year anniversary, but this year is the anniversary of the Titanic sinking, I thought I'd read it. But how many years? 100? I think it's a 100-year anniversary. And I'm not sure I like it, and the reason I'm not sure I like it is because it's from a diver's perspective, and I'm not really a diver fan. Like, the whole... I like seeing the pictures that result from it. That's cool. But I'm not that into, like, the whole diving thing. I'd rather just know, like, okay, how did it sink? Why did it sink? What were happening with these people, experiences from other folks. But I figured I'd give it a shot. It was only 99 cents. And I figured if I don't like it, I can add it to, like, a giveaway list. Yeah. So, that. And I'm back. Sorry, my batteries died, and then I had to wait a couple hours so that they could charge again. So, I have, yeah, like I mentioned, big book haul. So I will start with oldest to newest because this is all from the library, by the way. So if I like these books, I'm going to end up buying them. But so far I'm just wanted to check them out first to make sure that I like them. So that's why I have so many. I don't know if I will read through all of them. Sometimes they're just okay, you read it once and you don't want to ever read it again, so what would be the point in buying it? But hopefully you get what I mean. Anyway, so from the first batch, Tomorrow When the War Began by John Marsden. It's like a post-apocalyptic kind of war book. Let's see. Despite a less than tragic food shortage and a secret crush or two, everything goes as planned. But a week later, they return home to find their houses empty and their pets starving. Something has gone wrong. Horribly wrong. Before long, they realize the country has been invaded and their entire town has been captured, including their families and all their friends. Next is The Académie by Susan Dunlap. I probably butchered French just then. Enter a world of glamour, power, and danger, an exclusive French boarding school. Mainly it's just about, like, it's supposed to take place in the past during 1799, so 1700s, 1800s, and it has, like, Napoleon Bonaparte's sister in it at the boarding school. Those That Wake by Jessie Karp, and, let's see. People walk the streets with their heads down and their eyes averted, withdrawing from each other and into the cold comfort of technology. Teenagers Mal and Laura have grown up in this new reality. Mal in the city, part of the foster care system. Laura in the suburbs, loved and protected. They've never met. Seemingly, they never will. But then Mal finds out that her brother's disappeared, and Laura has realized that for some reason her parents have just forgotten her. By the way, I thought this was funny. It says $16.99 at the top, and then it says higher in Canada. That doesn't even make sense. That's mean. Poor Canadian folk. I mean, the English, the American dollar is almost the exact same as the Canadian dollar. In fact, for a while there, the Canadian dollar was more than the American dollar, so I don't get people. Anyway, so Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I actually hadn't heard anything about this when I picked it up. Other than a bunch of people were telling me that I should read it, and I saw a bunch of reviews for it, and they seemed good, and I saw a bunch of people getting it. I just realized somebody broke the spine. This is a library book, and somebody broke the spine. Let's see. To me, it sounds like, what's the word? Twilight with Angels. Because it says, romance is not part of Nora Gray's plan. She's never been particularly attracted to the boys at her school, no matter how hard her best friend V pushes them at her. Not until Patch comes along, with his easy smile and eyes that seem to see inside her. Patch draws Nora to him against her better judgment. Twilight with Angels, maybe? Next is Guilt by Catherine Longshore. And this is about Kitty Tilney and Catherine Howard. They're best friends. I don't know if you know who Catherine Howard is, or was. She was the, I want to say, sixth wife? I think so. Sixth wife of King Henry. And it's about Catherine Howard bringing Kitty to, like, the court, and their life in the court, and the slow uprising of, not uprising like in bad, but as in social climber of Catherine Howard and Kitty's experience with it and all that jazz. So, I like anything Tudor fiction related, Tudor reality related, whatever. This is called The Declaration by Gemma Malley. I think it's Malley. But I was saying, because Mall, M-A-L-L, and then E-Y-E, Molly. Anyway, if the chance to live forever came with a price, would you opt in or out? And this is about a society where you can get a drug, and I think it's called longevity. Yeah. And it's supposed to be in 2140. And if you take longevity, you live forever. But you sign a contract called the Declaration that says you can never have children. Well, I guess this Surplus Anna, I guess her parents signed it, but they had her anyway. And so she has to go to a home, and then she has to, like, pay back society for being born type of thing. So, another dystopian. Do you think I like dystopians? And this book that I'm very excited about, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Okay, and then just recently I got these books. I got Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I think that's how it's pronounced. And this is about a school of children that, it seems like an English prep school. And so far, I'm only like 5-6 pages into it. In the beginning, she doesn't know, you don't know that anything was different other than it's just an English prep school type of thing. But it turns out they're being raised, they're clones. I think they're meant to be harvested for organs. I think so. So I'm going to finish this one. And then I got this book called Void. I just picked this up randomly by Rhiannon Lasseter. And again, they put a sticker right across it, so I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but it's huge, and I love that. But it seems to be another dystopian. Technology and humanity, manage secret government agency, sole purpose something survival, means working alone, race is her brother, find a lost sister. Yeah. It says they must defeat the CPS or die, which is funny because here the CPS stands for Child Protective Services, so that's kind of weird to name your agency that. But yeah, there's this book. It is not YA. It's When She Woke by Hilary Jordan. So I was reading what else it says. This is about a woman who wakes up. I believe this is dystopian too, actually. She wakes up from a coma to find that she is completely red. Because I guess abortion is illegal in the future, and as punishment for having an abortion, they color you red, like wearing a scarlet letter for adultery. It's really long. It says Hannah Payne's life has been devoted to church and family, but after she's convicted of murder, she awakens into a new body to a nightmarish new life. She finds herself lying on a table in a bare room, covered only by a paper gown, with cameras broadcasting her every move to millions at home, for whom observing new chromes, criminals whose skin color has been genetically altered to match the class of their crime, is a sinister form of entertainment. I like dystopians. I really do. The Unidentified by Ray Mraz, which, remind myself what this one is. Oh, this is one where a high school is moved into a mall, and they have sponsors, and they watch these students, and the more, somebody dog-eared a library book, anyway, the more popular you are, the more entertaining you are, the better the sponsors, and the better your education, the better your training, etc. There's pranks and... Anyway, that person who read this had lots of perfume. Oh my goodness. I got Kenneth Opel, This Dark Endeavor, and this is The Apprenticeship of Victor Frankenstein. And it says on the back, there is a passion in you that scares me. And I'm sure you've all heard about this already. I actually want to buy it in paperback, even if I don't like it, just because I love the cover art of the original. I mean, this is kind of nifty, but I'm sure I'm going to like this. It looks pretty darn good. Plus, I love the pages. It's kind of weird how much I like the pages, and it's just paper, but whatever. But I also like the concept. It's a prequel to Frankenstein, which everyone says uses it for the name of the monster. Let me clear something up. The monster's name was not Frankenstein, okay? The monster's name, I believe he named him Adam. And his name is Frankenstein. The doctor is Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein. Not the monster. So, let's get that cleared up right now. A long, long sleep. Anna Shihan? I'm not quite sure. Let's see. The main character, Rosalinda, has been asleep for 62 years when she is awoken by a kiss. She's locked away in the chemically induced slumber of a stasis tube in a forgotten sub-basement. 16-year-old Rose. So it's like a Sleeping Beauty for real kind of thing. But 20 years later by E.J. Newman. London wasn't always a dusty, ghost-filled monument to the dead. After all, where do you think all the bones littering the streets came from? Each one of the skulls you step over every day was once a person, alive as you are now. And that skull is filled with dreams and fears. Terror was the last thing all those poor souls felt. God knows it was for me. I just realized. There is actually a publishing company called Dystopia Press. I'm going to have to look it up. Oh, heck yes. This is another dystopian, obviously. So I left paper in here. Okay. Anyway, first it says in London 2012, stuff happens that leaves London wiped out. London 2032, 20 years later, obviously. Things are slowly starting to rebuild in not so very good ways. And yeah. Stuff. Then I got a probably very well-known book. In fact, it is a well-known book called Shades of Grey by Jasper Forde. Forde? No, I know it's not Ford. At least I don't think so. I think it would just be Ford, but it could be Forde. I think it might be. I'm sure you all know. Let's see here. You probably already know all about it. Oh, there's something in here too. With your support today, this special ceremony can be reenacted in other villages around the world as friends and neighbors help one another on the path to self-reliance. Just a picture of ladies with a cow. What ceremony? They're walking a cow. Anywho, this is a story about people who see in shades of color. And I think either the more colors you see or the more range that you see in your own color, the more, like, higher up, like, in society you are. And then the people who see shades of gray, or I'm guessing that means they're in black, they see in black and white type of thing, they're like low rung, bottom of the bottom type of thing. And the guy is, I think, sent out to do something and other things. I don't see it in this description, so I don't know where to bounce to. So you can look up the synopsis, you'll know what it is, but I'm betting you'll know anyway. That's the basis. We see in shades of colors. So, last but certainly not least, the one I'm very happy to have got was A Wither. I'm so very excited to read this one by Lauren DeStefano. I'm probably going to end up... There's something in this one too. The minute you settle for less than you deserve, you get even less than you settled for. Got a bookmark. Okay. Anywho, this is the one where women... This is another dystopia, just so you know. This is where women die when they're 20 and men die when they're 25. And so many men are polygamous. They take a bunch of wives so they can breed more. Because obviously you can't breed when, you know, you're a certain age and then you have only a certain amount of time to be having kids, and the whole 9-month thing. Anyway. So, to do all that, they take a bunch of wives, and she obviously does not want to be married to in a polygamous marriage. Then I think he loves her proper like, and she slowly starts to, I think. I'm not sure. But that is it. That is my book haul. Lots of library books to read.